Welcome back, everyone, to the Pineleaf Archery Club. And today we are still working on our little house here on the first hole. And I was thinking about what to do with the roof. I know last time I left, talking about using the dirt and turf, having a turf top. And I was thinking that those green roofs that we see in the Shire are most likely perhaps a color variation of thatch. So I was thinking of using thatching instead. Now I tried that, but it did not work out very well. We just had the red lines on top and it just looked wrong. So I dumped that. I am going back with the original dirt idea. So if any of you are thinking about thatch being a good idea, well, it's a good idea, but not with what I'm doing, because otherwise it will distort the top a bit, the dimensions of what I'm doing, and I consider that to be even worse, since this isn't being done as a real residence, but something to look similar to a residence that's just going to be used for storage and as decoration for the first hole. And also to lead down to some mines, because I am going to be eventually be wanting to mine down in this area. But those were my ideas on that. Now let's see how this... Oh, well, I do want to see how this works. See, it was having the dirt on the roof that was making me consider doing otherwise. I just don't particularly like that as a ceiling texture. I am just going to have to live with that. Right now, I consider the outdoor aesthetics to be the more important factor on the matter. All right. Yeah, well, decide what to do with that later. So this is going to be our outside point. Let's see. Spruce, 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 spruce. Let's figure a little bit more spruce on the outside there. And maybe that'll get things nice and even on the matter. Alright. And I want to cover up, because I want this thing to be even on the natural slope on the matter of the hill, since I do want to... main purpose here is to, as I said, to cover up this big gaping hole that I have here. And I decided I don't want that to be one of the major obstacles for this, because I think it looks, A, it looks ugly, B, it's more of an obstacle to moving around than it is to where you're shooting. So it's not really adding any challenge to the hole, which is... because if it was adding some challenge there and interest to the hole, then I'd probably just leave it the way it is. Alright, so this then... right now, it's a danger of more likely just to fall into it, and that is, like, not something you want. Accident reports all over the place about your little archery club, about people constantly falling in and stuff like that. And and I can use my shovel on that, and oh, right, shovel. Oh, I have to wait for the grass to grow before I can shovel it. All right, there we go. Alright, and I am out of dirt completely, I think. So I am going to have to find some source for dirt. And I'll have to do that eventually. But this gives you an idea of what I'm doing here, and I can always finish that later on. And also give you an idea of the lighting for here that I am going to have to deal with, since obviously I don't want zombies popping in all over the place in here. I have to come up with a better sliding solution when I get the paneling all done and everything working on the interior. But yeah, there's some places that aren't lit because, well, they were outdoors originally. Alright, put that there. And unfortunately, I have all sorts of little challenges with slabs versus planks and stuff like that, because I'm trying to see as much as this being gradual as possible. I don't want it to be too obviously like stairs, since, as I said, I am trying to give a hobbity feel, and hobbits don't like stairs. So even if it isn't roundish and stuff like that. There we go. See how this is doing. Actually, it's best to see this from the distance, from the teeing area, and down here. Not too bad. And the expertise? Not too bad. Those. Alright, I can see the hole way down in the distance. What happens if I attempt to hit it from here? How from the, oops. Actually, that is a rose bush, not the hole. Alright. And if I do it too high, I'm probably going to wind up landing in a tree. I don't think I landed in a tree. Yeah, okay, that conspicuous thing that I saw up ahead that I thought was the hole, yes, that's right. That was one of the rose bushes. So that could be an interesting purpose of the rose bushes, to be a little tricky point there. And did I lose my arrow? Is it really way up there? No, it can't be way up here. No, that's just the flowers. All sorts of things that could misguide you in here. Where did the arrow go? Now here's another place where we've got arrows to where... Now, whether this can actually be an obstacle... This part might be an obstacle. I just might put a wall up here and turn this into one of the obstacles for the first hole. And maybe put sand in it, make it look like a bunker. That could be one way to make things a little bit interesting. Now, where did the arrow go? Oh my. Did I not get into the trees? That's a very good possibility. I do have to decide on just how much I want the trees to be involved in this. Whether this is enough or too much or whatever. Since trees are always a little bit tricky in golf courses. And they're hanging right over, because this is technically the fairway over here, and these trees are very much overhanging it. So I may have to take down a couple of them and push them back. And these trees are half here for harvesting anyway for when I'm doing my building, so that's always a possibility. How am I sheep doing? Yeah, I had done some reading earlier, and it looks like I took in all my wheat when I did so. I used up all that wheat in order to make all that thatching. Alright, I'm trying to get rid of this bread now. I figure I really don't need bread. Because when you look here, I have 2 full stacks of pumpkin pies. 2 full stacks. That shows you how many eggs and pumpkins and sugar, how much of all that stuff I have. That is going to keep me fed for a long time. I'm probably going to have to make a concession booth at one point, selling snacks and stuff like that, and just put a great deal of food in that area. That could be another thing to do, but that'll be a long-term project. As I said, short-term, I'm putting my storage in there. All right, let's see. Can I sleep yet? Yes, I can. Thank you. And wakey wakey. I still have to figure out what to do with these beets. Right. And pumpkins, I've just been turning them into pumpkin pies lately. I mean, except for using them as my head when fighting Enderman. Jack-o'-lanterns, I guess. But jack-o'-lanterns have to fit the hole I am. There are probably some holes where a jack-o'-lantern will fit perfectly well, but I just don't feel like they'll fit in this hole very well. But yes, when it fits, I will probably be using jack-o'-lanterns. Now, let's see. This tree is the one that's in the way. Of course, this is one of those massive oaks that's going to take half past forever to get rid of. Alright. At the very least, I maybe could get rid of just some of it. I really don't have to get rid of the entire tree. I just don't want it to make the hole too impossible. Now, maybe if this were a hole 17 or 18 or 15, somewhere in that area in the mid-teens, oh yeah, anything to make the hole more challenging. The first hole, I mean, give the players a break at the start. I mean, this isn't like a PGA course or anything like that. Well, the PGA doesn't play archery golf anyway, right? Right. Now, let's see. I am having to worry about how I'm going to get up there. What's good for scaffolding? I wonder. Using pumpkins as scaffolding. How about that? Oh. Apparently you can't throw a... Okay. Where you can and cannot place a pumpkin. Alright, there we go. Apparently you can put it on top. You can put it on top of dirt. You can put it on top of another pumpkin. But you can't put it on top of the new road texture. Alright, let's see. Get this out here. Clear that away. And to get rid of some of these wood areas. How I'm going to get to that, I don't know. Well, I'll probably just have to live with maybe losing some of this. Alright, let's see what I can do about this. Down, down, good, good, good. And a little bit extra there, down. Alright. Just make it so that won't be too much in the way. I guess downward. Down, 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 down. Okay, good. And collect all this wood. And perhaps that will make things a little bit better. Good grief. Once you get your pumpkins started, they just come through constantly. the first pumpkins, they're the tough ones to get. Afterwards, all right. Now this is where I was shooting from last time. All right, that is the. Actually, let me see. All right, leave the rose bushes there, but okay, there's the fairway there. Now let's see if I can hit it properly. Oh, there I see where the arrow landed. Oh, that's an awkward spot, isn't it? Oh, that's an awkward spot. Now, my rule is I have to fire either from where it landed or adjacent to it. And unfortunately, it was embedded here, but the shaft was here. So I guess I could consider that to be where it landed, which means that this is... So I can go back further if I want, but that'll take a penalty stroke. All right. So let's see, what shot would that be? Okay, first shot was the tee-off shot. Then I had to go back, lose stroke and distance. So that's 2. That was 3. So this 3 would have been the shot that went in there. So that was shot 4 that I just made. All right, and I lose another one? Good grief. I know, well, last episode I was just doing it in... Actually, 2 episodes ago where I was able to do it in 2. This time it's... I am completely losing my shots. Ooh, how... little crack in the earth there. Well, I'll have to take that into account when I'm building the interior. Right. So that's the problem with blind shots, and that's the thing about what the hazards do, is they make it so that it's not necessarily easy to do. Alright, let's see. I don't see any place that I can do things here. Right, I lost 2 arrows. Ooh, chickens all over the place. Now, if I had seen a chicken out here, I know what would have happened to my arrow. But I don't see a dead chicken either. So that's not it. So that is certainly my worst run through of a hole. Now, if any of you know the rules of golf, it is that if you lose your ball, you have to go back to where you did the shot, take your penalty stroke, and try again. Now, let's see, what am I doing here? And unfortunately, I've got little guidance as to... Oh, I think it's landing in the water. Surely it must have landed in the water, but I don't see the arrow. Absolutely nowhere. Oh! Now, is that the arrow I just shot, or is that a previous one? I'm not too sure. I'll have to assume for now that that is the one that I just shot. So what was that? Oh, who knows how many strokes I took here. Alright, now I got to... Look how far I'm away from the hole. Yeah, short. so scared of being too long, I was turned out to be too short. Oh, there it is. Is that it? Yeah, that was it right there. Oh. Alright. Okay. Finally hold that one. Was it 6 or 7 shots? Somewhere. Some ridiculous number like that. Well, so you've seen me at my best, and that one was definitely not it. Actually, that was probably how badly you could do on that particular hole. And that looks like it took just about the entire day on the matter. Well, that is it for today. I'll see if I could... I don't know if I'll get any more of the interior done on this, but maybe at least get the chests in there so I can get things moved to get some of these eggs out of my inventory. And then think about what I'll do next. But that'll be in the next episode of Pineleaf Plays Minecraft.